of Us, alongside my beautiful co-host Tabitha Harris. I'm Osric Baum, aka Slick Rick. Tabitha, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing just great. How are you?
Oh, I'm always excited when I get a chance to chop it up with you. I always look forward to Wednesdays,
Oh,
and of course,
okay.
for the listeners as well. For the listeners as well. Hey, I'm glad you joined us as well because today we're going to talk about another law of the universal law, and
Mhm.
that law is the law of gender. So, Tab, what's your take on the law of gender?
Well, the law of gender to me basically is that we all have, as humans, have feminine and masculine energy in us. Those are the things that guide all of us. So we all have both sets of energies that are within us, and they are what make us who we are, and they help to create the life that we want.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you totally, and
Hmm.
I think we sometimes get it confused when you talk
Hmm.
about uh, when you put masculine and feminine in the
Hmm.
same sentence.
Hmm.
People take it to be physically, or they take it to be they take that energy to
Hmm.
be as if it was physical, so that there becomes
Hmm.
a a distinction or a difference,
Hmm. Hmm.
which leads to stereotypes.
Right.
Because
Very true.
what what you said is the law of gender is about the masculine and feminine energy that we have. Everybody has it
Hmm.
because
Right.
it's a part of that balance.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think people take that as
Being just a man or being
right,
just a woman,
or you being just a
which
woman.
it's not, where it's really energetic qualities. So I
Exactly.
think what people need to understand is, with those qualities, we need to break down what they are. Okay, so
Hmm.
when we look at masculine principles or masculine energies, we think about direction, we think about focus, we think about action,
Hmm.
structure,
Hmm.
logic, um, initiative, and
Hmm.
awareness, penetrating awareness. Those are masculine energies.
Right.
But then if we sit down and we think about, well, what are the feminine qualities? Those would be things such as intuition, nurturing, flow, imagination,
Mm.
emotional intelligence, and
Hmm.
yeah, and receptivity. So these are things. These are both different principles, but they work together.
They
We
work
all have
together.
them.
We all have them. I mean, you just basically said when someone exhibits any one of those characteristics,
Hmm.
you're tapping into both your masculine and
Hmm.
feminine energy, but it's not a negative thing to have them both
Hmm.
because it's a part of the balance which makes you, as you stated.
Yeah. Hmm.
Whereas I really think people take it out of context, which is crazy, but they take it out
Yes.
of context to be a
Hmm.
masculine energy is in a man
Yeah.
and feminine energy is in a woman.
Hmm. Like
And
it's wrong to be assertive. Hello.
if you're
Since
a
when is
woman,
it
right,
wrong? Right. If you're a woman, since
right,
when is it wrong for a woman to be focused, to be driven?
mm-hmm,
That's not a bad thing. That's a human thing. We're all supposed to be intermingling these qualities because they develop within us, and that's what gives us life. We're
exactly,
supposed to have these qualities. It
yep,
just, I think what's happened, especially in society today, is that we have a lot of people who think they're know-it-alls and think they
Mhm.
know everything, and they
Mhm.
really don't understand how all of these qualities are within all of us. It's just
Right.
that some people have learned, hey, this is how I operate in my life to get things done. But I also know how to be soft too in other ways of nurturing. This is just a way of life.
It is. It is. It, everything is about a balance. That is how I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
how we see the earth and nature. I'm gonna use the word. I'm gonna use nature. That's how we
Mm-hmm.
see how nature is. Everything is in balance. Everything's always in
Mm-hmm.
balance. So there's going to always be an opposite
Right.
of whatever you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at. Just
Mm-hmm.
like there's always going to be a cure for a disease if it is
Mm-hmm.
natural.
Right. Right.
If it's natural, and if it's not natural, you
Mm-hmm.
definitely know there's one for it
Mm-hmm.
because somebody had to
Yep.
create. Somebody had to create it, and if you create something,
Right.
well, then you obviously know how to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the balance.
Right.
That's just a part of life.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so when you are
Right.
getting in tune to your spirituality
Mm-hmm.
of understanding
Mm-hmm.
your true and inner self, you have to understand that you have both energies within you
Mm-hmm.
because you use them at different times.
Right.
As you
In
said,
order, right. In order for anything to come into fruition to be created, those two energies have to take place.
mm-hmm,
Nothing is created without masculine and feminine energy. If we even think about in life, how do you think this is a common sense thing? And I don't care who don't like it because we know we got all this stuff going around with who people having babies this and other.
mm-hmm,
We know that in order to have a baby, what do you need? You need a masculine and a feminine. You need both of the sexes to have it. So that's
mm-hmm,
the opposite in order to create a human life. You
mm-hmm,
need that. So just the same way as how we bring about things into creation, just in life itself, it takes masculine and feminine energies together, which is almost like a dance to create or to bring whatever we want to conceive into this life. You know, and we think about, when you think about your ideas, you conceive your ideas. That's sort of consider a focus. That's a masculine
mm-hmm,
energy. It's a focus, right?
mm-hmm.
Then when you nurture it and develop it, that is a feminine energy.
Right.
You're using that to develop it. So you focused, then you nurtured it,
Mm-hmm,
then you acted upon it,
mm-hmm.
which is
Back to
another
masculine.
masculine energy,
Mm-hmm,
right? And then to sustain it and to evolve it, that requires feminine care. That applies to everything that we do, whether it's thoughts, our businesses, relationships, any art that we create, healing, and even spiritual growth. Everything is created from these two energies within all of us.
yes, that's it. I mean, it's really that simple. It's really that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I couldn't have broke it down any better myself. I mean, that was a great flow because what you basically showed is that every day you use your masculine and feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is the whole point
Mm-hmm.
of why we brought this to your attention is because
Mm-hmm.
this is not masculine. The law of gender does not apply to a physical
Mm-hmm.
representation. It is on the spiritual
Energetic.
realm about who we are and this is a part of it, which means that you've got
Right.
both sides. And how you explained it beautifully, yeah, masculine and feminine when they come together in the physical world, it creates a human.
Mhm.
So why would that
Spirit.
same thing not be applicable in the spiritual realm? Masculine and feminine energy come together, and through that focused balance,
Mhm.
you
And this
create
is
whatever it is.
right. And this is why, because if we think about it, when you're at a balance energetically, what happens? You have one that dominates the other, it
Mm-hmm.
suppresses it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? You have an imbalance that appears. So with both of these, you need it to balance. That's why it's a dance. You need both energies for the flow for it to come in.
Mm-hmm.
You need them both. It's necessary. You can't bring anything into creation without these both of these sets of energies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
Mhm.
that's powerful. I mean, it's these little things that we like to
Mhm.
convey to everyone because it's very subtle but yet important,
Mhm. Mhm.
because knowing that could be the
Mhm.
difference on how you think of things,
Yeah,
which in turn means how you're going to act.
you're right about that. Because if we think about it logically, when you are at a balance and you're struggling, what happens? A lot of times people experience like burnout.
Mm,
You know, sometimes they're rigid. Sometimes they have stagnation. There's lack of boundaries. There's so many different things, or even overgiving qualities within both sets of
mm-hmm.
experience when they are lacking being in balance. But see, when
Right.
you have those doing a nice dance together, what does that harmony bring? When you bring the harmony together, it brings together clarity, it brings together creativity, and it also brings a peace. So that's why you need both, because it just energetically just does a nice dance, and before you know it, things are flowing. When you
Mm-hmm.
think about when you're bringing a business idea together, we hear of many people who will fail in businesses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you get it right. Why? Because it took them doing both dance and getting both of those energies together and figuring out the nuances of that. They had to not only focus, they had to be driven, they had to nurture it, and then finally those energies work together. And next thing you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's in sync. You need them both.
You need them both. You need them both,
Mm-hmm.
and you need them both within yourself. So we can't think about it
Mm-hmm.
on a level of, okay, I just have masculine energy, and Tabitha, you just have feminine
Mm-hmm.
energy, and we're together as a couple, so we should be balanced, right, as a couple. But no, we're really not.
Mm-hmm.
We're really
Right.
not. We're really not.
Right.
We're actually opposite.
And mhm, mhm. Well, in relationships, when we think about it, the healthiest relationships thrive when both partners truly are, you know, in alignment and they honor those energies.
Hmm.
You know, you may have one that is more nurturing than another, or sometimes the various roles shift depending on, you know, where you guys are at together. There's also mutual respect that allows for those energies to continue to flow.
Hmm.
But, you know, when you're in a true partnership, there's no such thing as dominance. It's a
Right.
circulation of energies together that works together. We know
Hmm.
that, don't we?
We sure do.
Because
We
we
sure do.
circulate together.
We sure do. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's how
you're
your
right.
relationship thrives. It thrives
Hmm.
off of you both have to circulate together and create that balance and harmony within your partnership and your relationship. in order for it to be healthy. And I would
Right.
think most people would want that. I think healthy relationships have that, which is why it's so
Right.
successful.
Right. Right. So when I think about it, I see when when I'm on my phone and I'll be scrolling, and there's this event. I forget what they call it, but it's typically a panel of young black men and women, and they are answering questions from an audience about relationships. You know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about?
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know which it's a show they have, right? Where they talk about women and men all the time.
Well, yeah, but I think it's like actually like an event.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They kind of go to city to city.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember something conversation, I think it's called. Something conversation. But
I
I know
know.
what I think I know what you're talking about though. It's a group, a panel of them,
Right,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Hey, look, I promise you, I do not know what the name of it is. So it's not like if I didn't know the name, I wouldn't say it. I just don't
Hmm.
remember what the name of it is.
Hmm.
That's just my disclaimer to our listeners. But I think everybody knows what I'm referencing. And I know one time it was a
Hmm.
question. A female asked a question about if your man is more emotional than you, right? Okay, that was the question. What do you do if your man is more emotional than you? And that triggered for me
Hmm.
where the distinction of that law, or whether the understanding of the law of gender starts to come into
Hmm.
play when
Hmm.
a woman is questioning if her man is too emotional. So I don't know what that looks like.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do. I do. I do. Uh, what that looks like is you or me being a man find
Hmm.
myself that before I met you, I
Hmm.
really couldn't be vulnerable
Hmm. Hmm.
because it was viewed as being weak, even though
Hmm.
that's a part of the feminine energy that I naturally possess, that we all
Hmm.
naturally have.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
we put, as our society puts their perspective on
Right.
something
Hmm.
that is more about an energy and not a physical being.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
I think so that
Yeah.
question really represents the woman saying that this guy is too emotional, so he's weak,
Mm-mm.
but yet you want him
Mhm.
to be soft. Because the
Right.
response that she got, I thought
Right.
was spot on. Because essentially, you can't question him about being
Mhm.
emotional, so feeling like he's weak, but yet
Mhm.
on the same token, so the same side, you want him to be soft towards you.
Right. It's a oxymoron, basically.
Yeah.
I think that notion where a lot of that crazy toxic notion has been constantly provided in history to
Hmm.
people, especially
Hmm.
about men being tough, not crying. That is insanely wild to me.
Right.
And this is why we have a society of messed up people now. And it's because of that ideology and logic.
Hmm.
Men and women both possess the same energies. They both should be able to express themselves and be vulnerable with people that they can trust.
Hmm.
They should be able to. And it makes me think of on a spiritual level how when we think about Kemetic wisdom and teachings,
Right.
that the divine itself expresses through both principles.
Hmm.
Creation is supposed to be born consciously, which is masculine awareness. And then
Right.
you have the where it meets wisdom, which is feminine,
Mm-hmm.
knowing, right? But when we think about those ancient teachings, it really honestly taught us that we need to honor balance. We really
Right.
do. There's no such thing as a hierarchy. We were supposed to be in wholeness because that should
Mm-hmm.
be the goal, not
Mm-hmm.
somebody being above someone else. No, complete wholeness is what our ancestors tried to teach us,
Right.
which unfortunately we've gotten away from that for so long.
Because, eh, well, I was about to say because, but I know that we're searching. Most people are searching for something.
Hmm.
They're they're searching
Hmm.
for something that
Hmm.
is within them,
Right outside of them,
but they're thinking that it's outside of
outside of
them
them,
when
yeah, already
it's
within.
yeah, it's
It's
already
already
within.
within. And this is the thing, and this is a thing when it comes to, and I think especially when it comes to relationships and those energies, we really need to be looking within ourselves to see. No, I recognize and I know I have masculine and feminine energies. I honor both of those. It's okay for me to be strong. It's okay
Hmm.
for me to be focused. It's okay for me to be nurturing. It's okay for me to be both of these energies simultaneously because that's what I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And then you're supposed to, if you are looking for a partner, you should be finding a partner that's in wholeness just like you so that you both are working together. And that energy
Exactly.
will flow and be in just a circular motion between the both of you. It's a constant exchange. It's the infinity, like how we
Hmm.
have, right?
Hmm. You're right. Exactly.
It's the infinity. That's how healthy relationships thrive. Two
Hmm.
whole people being in wholeness, following those ancient principles. There you go. This is
That's
why it works, which is why I believe in society today, so many are going back to those same ancient principles because why? They worked.
well because it kept it on a level.
Hmm.
I can't believe I'm saying it this way, but it was kept on a level so that you can understand it, and that level was very
Hmm.
basic and relatable to you,
Hmm.
because that's
And,
essentially everything what it comes down
mhm.
to.
Right. And so, with that being said, now we got to look at, you know, living those principles.
Hmm.
How do you work or live with the principles of gender? And I think some of the ways you do that is basically by honoring your intuition without, dismissing logic. You have to
Right.
act on your ideas and
Hmm.
allow them to mature. You also have to set boundaries, with comparison. You do. And then
Hmm.
you have to lead with softness as well as receive with strength.
Hmm.
So you have both those inner qualities, masculine and feminine energies
Hmm.
that are going to work together to cooperate throughout your life. And it causes less, excuse me,
Hmm.
it feels less stressful
Hmm.
and you're more in balance. You're aligned. Don't you want to be aligned in your life? Simply
Yeah.
following those principles, your life comes more into focus, more into alignment.
Exactly. And we're not really telling you anything new, because when I listen to what Tabitha is saying, everything that she says, you do it automatically without thinking. You do it automatically without thinking.
Mhm.
You do all of those
Yeah.
things automatically
Mhm.
without thinking, because it is a part of your nature, because it is a part of, because it's the two energies, part is two of the energies that you need in your life
Mhm.
for balance.
Absolutely.
So you do it already.
Absolutely.
You do it
Mhm.
already. You just don't think about it. But the problem becomes you try to make a distinction between the two when they are. meant to be together and not physically related.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. It's not meant to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not meant to be physically related. But that's what they do to get to remove the concept of it being a
Mm-hmm.
balance within you by making you feel like it's supposed to
Absolutely.
be physical. That is not how it's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly it. Yep. This was definitely a great topic. I think that we talked about today about, listen, you have to learn that we are both energies.
Hmm.
They both work simultaneously. You need both in order to create life or to create anything that you want to bring into reality. It's a
Hmm.
dance between both of them. You can't
Hmm.
discard one without the other. We all have it in us. We all need them and we need to honor them.
That's exactly right. I couldn't say it any better myself. And
Hmm.
she has the words of wisdom. Do you have an affirmation for us?
Yep, I do have one. You are not meant to choose between softness and strength. You are both, you are meant to embody both. So you are not meant to choose between softness and strength. You are meant to embody both. That's your affirmation for this week. Remember the
And
law of gender. You are both. Embody them both.
there
And
we
don't let
go.
anybody tell you, you being too feminine, you being too masculine. No,
Mm-mm.
honor both of everything of who you are because that's who you are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The law of gender. Hey, thank you for joining us on the Alchemy of Us. My beautiful co-host Tabitha B. Harris, along with me, I'm Slick Rick. Until next week, hey, remember, you do not have to choose between softness and strength. You need them both. Hey, you can go back and replay it, get the actual phrasing of the affirmation because you need to say it. It will change your life. Until next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time. Boy, I'm so excited. It's the alchemy of us. Peace.